Pompey Sound. Updates, the latest from Fratton Park, on the hour, every hour. Fueled by Piglet's Pantry. Click pigletspantry.co.uk to get your fill.
John Messino is reframing his answer to the question about how ruthless you need to be in order to progress a club like Pompey. Here's what he's saying.
It's a hard one. You want to keep the emotional part of it because it's important for the football club. We're fully aware of that. But sentiment doesn't get you particularly far when you're trying to win football games. We have to be really wary of that. We made some tough decisions this time last year, with players who'd had really important contributions to the League One title-winning side. This season we had some really big decisions to make, with the likes of Will Norris leaving in January. He's a player who played every single minute of the League One title campaign. It's tough, and they are tough decisions to make. You just have to weigh them up and make sure you make the right decisions for the football club.
John Messino on there being very little room for sentiment in football. His usual answer to this kind of question is that he's in it to win games, not friends. I think the way he's framing it today is slightly more politically diplomatic, explaining that it's in everybody's interest that they try to make the right decisions about moving the club forward, and recognising the contribution that some of the players who are no longer required have made, and I think also silently making it clear that he and the club hopes that they go on to bigger and better things when they go elsewhere. It's a tricky job, being a football manager, but John Messino manages to make even the most difficult bits of it sound straightforward, doesn't he? Football League World are moving on. A story that's in the news about Pompey letting go 2 of our multiple centre-halves.
Portsmouth are set to facilitate the exits of 2 of their centre-halves as they look to strengthen their squad ahead of another season in the Championship next term. John Messino's side strung together a 5-match unbeaten run to close out the campaign, a run of form which ensured their survival in the second tier for another season, with 2 games to spare. Pompey's 16th place finish means they will have surely achieved their goal for the season, having been promoted from League One as champions back in 2023-24. However, despite their success this term, it looks set to be a fairly busy summer at Fratton Park, with Messino admitting that he feels the squad is too heavy in some areas of the pitch. One of those areas is centre-back, where the South Coast outfit are already particularly well stocked heading into the summer window. According to the Portsmouth News, Pompey are set to sanction the exits of both Tom McIntyre and Riley Towler to lower the number of centre-halves at the club to a more manageable level. Portsmouth are understood to be keen on the idea of bringing Bristol City loanee Rob Atkinson back to the club, following a successful stint at Fratton Park this term, and could also look to add another centre-back to their ranks ahead of 2025-26. Messino has insisted that he wants to work with a group of 5 central defenders. He told the News. He, McIntyre, is one of 6 contracted centre-backs we have for next year, and the numbers obviously don't go. We want to carry 4. Maybe 5, but probably not 6. I say 5 because if you look at the number of injuries we've had across those players, all of them have picked up significant injuries over the past couple of years, except Riley.
Yeah, we noticed it, didn't we, as the season unfolded, that there were times when Pompey had 7 or 8 players who could play at centre-half, and yet most of them specialists. And yet we were reduced to playing a right-back at centre-half, then a central midfielder at centre-half, and then a left-back at centre-half, and we got away with it. They did a very, very good job. But now that the season is over and we're entering the transfer window, there is an opportunity for Portsmouth to just rationalise things a little bit. John Messino says he definitely wants 4. It's said that he would prefer 5. Then, of course, you've got to keep 3 of them happy because they won't be in the side. 3 of them will be either on the bench or possibly watching from the stands. They're not going to be happy. Part of the manager's job is keeping players who aren't involved in the next game happy, and he seems to do that, along with so many things, very well. So the question is, have we got all the centre-halves that we want? Or no, because we haven't got Rob Atkinson yet. And we want him. Everybody's agreed that we want him. On a personal note, I sometimes wish I was as enthusiastic about Rob Atkinson as lots of other people are. He's very, very good. He's very solid. He wins his ball. But we've got Shaughnessy, we've got Poole, we've got other centre-halves. We don't know what we've got in Bowat because we've never seen him. We wouldn't know who he was if he walked into the bar next to us and ordered a pint, which he wouldn't do, of course, because he's a professional footballer, but you know what I mean. So we're covered. We can look elsewhere to strengthen, and that certainly has to be in various places around the midfield, surely. Football League World is reporting that Cardiff City fans are braced to lose Alex Robertson in the coming transfer window. This is what they're saying.
Cardiff are estimated to have the Championship's 7th highest wage bill for the 2024-25 campaign and will likely struggle to accommodate a number of the high-profile, big-earning players in the squad in League One, and a series of departures looks imminent at this moment in time. One player widely mooted by supporters for the exit door is Alex Robertson, who has enjoyed a largely impressive debut campaign after arriving from Manchester City in a reported £1 million deal last summer, which could eventually rise to £3 million if all add-on criteria are met. Still aged just 22, the talented Aussie midfielder is under contract until the summer of 2028, and Cardiff will be eager to ensure his long-term potential can be reached in South Wales. But he has earned an array of plaudits for his displays this term, albeit with the caveat of inconsistency following the turn of the year after spending time on the sidelines. And his quality, profile, age and previous experience in League One, having enjoyed a fruitful loan spell with Portsmouth in their title-winning campaign last time out before joining the Bluebirds, make it difficult to envisage him remaining a Cardiff player come August and beyond. Speaking exclusively to Football League World, Sky Sports pundit and EFL expert David Prutton issued a clear warning to Cardiff about a potential exit for Robertson this summer. View the ex-Manchester City prospect will be highly coveted in the coming months. Cardiff are said to have beaten off competition from 6 other clubs, notably including Portsmouth, for Robertson's signature last summer, and his stock is likely to remain high after an impressive first season in the Championship. He's had a decent amount of games for a 22-year-old this season, good block of games for Pompey in the last campaign as well, Prutton told FLW. So I think he will be highly coveted. The devastation that comes financially and obviously emotionally from a team dropping out of the division will soon be there for all to see. Obviously we know it from an emotional point of view because you've seen the reaction from the Cardiff fan base. The finances, I've got no real insight into that, no facts and figures at hand. But any team that goes down needs to clarify what to do with their crown jewels, whether you stick or twist and you have that player in your ranks to get back up at the first attempt, or you cash in and use that money elsewhere.
We know what he can do. If they only shelled out $1 million for him, I say only, that's in football club owners' parlance, only $1 million. If they only shelled out $1 million for him, with $3 million more owed in various increments of add-ons and what have you, then we could step in. We do have, or did have in the case of Hayden Matthews, that kind of money if we deem the purchase to be good value. Would he be good value? We know what he can do. We know that we're short in that department because he's played number 6, number 8 and number 10 for us and done it really well. So are we an Alex Robertson fan and would we have him back? I would. Everyone I've spoken to at Pompey Sound would. But there are some fans who feel snubbed by the fact that he went to Cardiff instead of coming to us. And they've allowed that emotion to affect their judgment of him. That's silly. Come on, let's grow up. You know, we weren't spurned. He made a cold, hard decision based on the facts and figures that were available to him. And Cardiff had persuaded him that they were going up or going to go darn close to going up. And they probably also persuaded him that Pompey were going to struggle. And we did for a bit, but not as much as they did in the end.